Hello, Math Nation. Today we're going to work on our Chapter 3 review. So let's get started. The first problem that we have here is we're talking about a ski slope, and the ski run has a rise of 5 feet for every horizontal change of 20 feet. So it may help to kind of draw that out. So the slope kind of goes up 5 for every 20 feet on the run. Okay? And we know that slope is rise over run. So we want the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. Okay? And so that's going to give us 5 over 20, which is 1/4. Okay? And that's going to be 1 foot horizontal for every 4 feet. I'm sorry, 1 foot vertical for every 4 feet horizontal. So that's what we're looking at for that problem. Okay? And then number 2 is also a very similar problem because we're talking about rate of change. And rate of change is slope. All right? And again, if slope is rise over run, when we're thinking about x and y, slope is y over x. Okay? And we're looking at a constant rate of change, so I'm going to check all of these to make sure that they have the same thing. So 3 over 2 does not reduce. 6/4 reduces to 3 over 2, so that one checks. 9/6, I can divide both those by 3, and I get 3 over 2. And 12/8 also reduces to 3 over 2. So the constant rate of change in this problem is 3 over 2. Okay? Now we're going to be looking at another slope problem. This time, so they're going through the gamut of how we learned it. Rise over run, then rate of change, and now into a little more abstract with the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You got to know that formula. And remember, you just have to be consistent. So I'm going to do -7 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 5. All right. And -7 minus 1 is -8, and 2 minus 5 is -3, and that's going to give us a slope of 8/3. All right, and the next problem we have the cost of peanuts varies directly. This is another slope problem, and what's nice about these varies directly problems is that we know that the information will go through the origin, so we only need y over x to find that rate of change. Okay? And we can use that to find out more information about another term. All right? So we know that 3 pounds costs $6.30. We want to know what the cost of 4.5 pounds is. Okay? So we want to know the cost per pound, essentially. So we are going to take the $6.30 and divide that by 3. Okay, so I'm going to get out my calculator, and I'm going to do 630 divided by 3, and that's $2.10 per pound. So, if we know that, then 4.5 pounds will cost, so I just multiply my 210 by the 4.5 pounds, and I get $9.45 will be the cost of 4.5 pounds. Okay, so the key here is to use the given information, the 3 pounds for 630. Remember, we're looking cost per pound, so per means divide, so pounds are on the bottom. We make that division, get our cost per pound, and then we can multiply that by our new number. All right? All right, number 5. What are the slope and y-intercept for the graph? When they're asking for the slope and the y-intercept, they want it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. All right? This is not quite solved for y yet. This minus 3x is on the same side as the y. We want to move that over here and write this equation in the slope-intercept form. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides, and I get y equals 3x minus 1. Notice that 1 was negative, and it's still negative. My 3x is positive, and it's still positive. So I know that the slope is 3, and the y-intercept, the b value, is -1. Okay? All right, so now we have this problem. What is the equation in the slope-intercept form for the graph shown? It may look like there's a lot of work that we need here, but really there isn't. We just have to identify the y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. That happens to be at 1, so I know b is 1. And the slope, I already know is negative because it's going in this downward direction. Okay?